Hello there, and welcome to another D&D map creation nonsense. My name is IK Games, and today we're working on the right side tower. As you can tell, I've already done a little bit of prep work, mostly just creating the corridors, deleting all of the items except for the necessities, saving the door locations and the stairwell. So, let's get right into it. Gonna keep everything unedited as per usual. I mean, just to get a thought process. Maybe people get ideas, me talking nonsense through this. But if it's going to be the garrison, that's going to be the right side, I will actually need to open up the map. Won't I? I need to open up that. Well, I'm not fully prepared for this one. This is unusual. I'm going to have to open up the main entranceway. Yes, you go over there. And I'm actually going to have to look at it, and I'm going to have to start counting. So I did forget something this time. Well then. So let me see here. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 down. So this is going to be the second floor. We're going to have the main armory and armaments on this side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So these two right here need to be the stairwell. Interesting. So, might as well go ahead and grab that, get some of the important information out of the way. Here it is. I'll blow it up. Might not be able to. Yeah, I'll have to do that. I'll have to usually only use half, so it will be protruding a little bit, but that's fine. There we go. Allowing him to get all the way up. So, we will be, let's see, edge. Let's go ahead and knock out this wall here. That area. Having it be a majority of storage, probably need to have a double wall. Let's see here. Having a 3x3, giving a little bit of space, people can go back and forth. There's not going to be a lot of decorations for the upstairs. Probably on the other side, we'll have magical machinations and whatnot. Maybe an experimentation room in the other tower. That's an idea. But this one needs to be 2 open. I can potentially fill in this area. Yes, don't really need to do anything here. I will be filling in this area, probably. And having it go to... what can we do here? Maybe have a 4. That feels better. Having a 4 cross little hallway through here. Instead of having a just the 2. And having it right there. Having that. There we go. Make me feel better down here to leave these 2 open. And then I'll just copy you, place you right over. You never know. Somebody trying to get up, you want to prevent access from going around. Again, potentially having a door there. Now, yes, have the siege storage. Speaking of which, no. We might as well just go to the siege. Would there be anything in the top floor in here? Yes, there would be a table on that for sure. Having a bench or 2 would not be a down. Would not have a downside. There wouldn't be much of a downside to having one here placed. There. A bit of a rest and recreational area, so to say. Would they have a fireplace upstairs? Most likely not. It would give them excess light. Wouldn't need any of that, would you? Don't want to try to hide. You want to try to make yourself not exactly vibrant at night, especially for sieges. You don't want to show them where you're at. No torches for arrows to come in and try to shoot at you. You know, the usual. Now, it's going to be probably, I'm going to say this area is going to be encased. You can say it could be, and there's a 3rd floor. Just have the NPC. I'm not going to be doing a 3rd floor for the towers. That'd be a little bit redundant. The 3rd floor literally just being the exact same, but able to shoot in all directions. You could just have the player character be outside of the initiative. Like, sorry, you could say have be outside the map. Just put them as hidden. Keep them part of the initiative order. Have them be at the top of the tower. and have them raining arrows down at anything coming in. Due to the height, give them probably advantage, considering it is a nice additional height if you have a potential third floor. If it's a second floor, just have it be an encased area. Don't worry too much about it. Make it like a safe haven. And yeah, do what you will with that. Would there be anything interesting to have in here? Most likely not. Not miscellaneous. Don't need any of that. No vegetations. No space. Arches. Going through it all. Going through it all as usual. Uh, wouldn't really need any of the arrow slits because it would have the tower location. You can say your own. Actually, you know what? I will say there probably will be some. Yeah. Yes. I would say that there probably will be some arrow slits. But where would they be located? That's a good question. Have a little cavity located here, maybe, and there. Being able to shoot out wouldn't be a bad idea. And having cavity here, 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 there. I believe keeping the traditional sort of every other. There we go. So those are positions you'd have to be at. Enemies would have disadvantage to shoot into you. Giving some type of protection outward. Maybe not. Yeah, maybe not have these corner ones. They do feel a little bit off. Adding some structural stability. You'd have the top floor if you want to go for the third floor to shoot around this little corner area, or you have this entire area. This would be covering the rest of the rampart. You should be shooting a little bit less in this direction. Actually, I think I will just do this. Just to add it in, so you can shoot a little to the side, and no real angled approach is necessary. So that works out fairly well. These being the arrow slits, a bit on the larger side, but again, it isn't on wood anymore. It's going to be on stone, so they have to carve it out. So bottles, crates, and containers, most likely not, unless they have any arrow buckets, which they probably would. Place a little bit of randomness around. It being it is actually a part of the tower structure. So they would have several of these placed all over the place. Much like the last episode, you could have a event where they're running out of arrows and they're having to run back and forth from the armory location, which, by the way, needs to be lined with these. And just having them all over the place. Let's see here. You'd have the remaining of Bestilas, the Bestila bolts and the large bolts for the artillery. You'd probably have them being in a large barrel somewhere. You could use these arrow barrels if you really wanted to. I would say use a large barrel-like thing for it. So not bridges, not burials, bushes, cages, coppets, cots, chairs, chests, coins, crafting crates, crystals, cushions, dummies in training. I'd say probably not. Most likely not. Not up here. You have that downstairs. Palisades, fire, flags. Where's the barrels? Did I miss the barrels? BE, right? There it is. So have a large top-down barrel kind of thing. Have them be placed inside of it. Have quite a few of them. What's a good top-down? You can have it be barrels. You can have them be barrels of bolts, barrels of oil if you want to have them spread down. So you can do a grease trap, boiling oil if you want to go that nasty. They would have some water. They would have the water. Not entirely a lot of it, however. I'd have some in case there'd be a fire. Just keep an emergency and a drink if you need to drink. But good top-down barrel with maybe no. Let's go for the larger barrels then. They'd be stored top to down. Maybe not on that window. Lids, barrel tops. These are ship barrels. I guess we'll just have to go with the traditional crazy barrel types. I say let's not go for a keg. Let's not go for anything with a keg marker on it. There we go. Blow these up quite a bit. Have them placed. So, saying that this is the bolt of ammunition stored in a barrel format, you can easily open them up. Maybe you require a key. You need to go find the captain to get the key first. Adding a little bit of challenge in that regard. You can have that be anything. Let's see. There would probably be a lot of barrel-like esque equipment in here. That would be fine. If you just mix it up, do what you want to do with it. No food, no footprints. Fountains, no. Gates, gears. Maybe there'd be a gate. Having a nice gate for that. No. Don't really need that. No furniture, grating, holes, houses, huts. Keeps. Ooh. Have just have one of these be the top. Just blow it up a little bit. There you go. There you go. That's it. I mean, it would be fairly simple. All you need to do is just put the rest of the spiral staircase, or just have an individual staircase somewhere else. And then that would literally be it. You'd be good to go right here. I'm not going to bother with that. You can just have your own little square location for it. I will not be... Ooh, that's a good watchtower with roof. Ladders, potentially. Would they need ladders? No, most likely not. Lighting, bucket pavilions. I need to get down to siege, don't I? Plants, shelves, and cupboards. Most likely not. Sieges. Here we go. I would say have... What do you say? Have 3 in the middle sections, which have already got placed. 3 to the north, 3 to the south. Have 1 here, I want to say. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and a half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and a half. It needs to go over. You need to delete. And you need to stay the over. Nope, I moved it last second. There you go. Get rid of the over wall placement. Denoting a little bit of side coverage. You can have on the top one of these ballistas if you really wanted to, maybe dedicated to the anti-air approach, magically enchanted with anti-air seeking projectiles. They have disadvantage on shooting ground targets, but they have, instead of disadvantage, they have a normal hit chance against normal air targets. Depending on the size, of course. If you're fighting against airships, probably give it advantage. If you're fighting against wyverns or mounted knights, normal to hit. Do as you will with it. Depending on whether or not you've already got advantages of training or disadvantages for not being trained, and all of the liking. Don't need any of that. We do need a few in here. Have a few spare laying around. Should they require it? That would be fine right there. Denoting having a few spares should they immediately have to get in and out. To replace one of them that's been destroyed or otherwise, getting plenty of ammunition, plenty of trap resetting material. You know. Alright, smoke, stage, statues. Would he use a statue in this location? I would say yes. Probably have some statues placing around here for interior guarding purposes. And I think at this point, we can probably go ahead and fill the remainder of that area in. Don't need to be using that. There's no reason we're going to be using it. And that works out fairly well. Now I just need to finish it at the edge right here. There we go. It didn't take very long at all. So these upper floors are probably going to be on the shorter side for time, simply because it's not much on detail, more military, more Spartan looking. Um, Particularly because it's the bastion, it's the palisades, it's the top part of the castle. It's literally the area that it's going to be military personnel. There's not going to be any need for decoration. There's going to be barely any need for lounging. It's going to be all military device support. Now, you wouldn't really need. So I was thinking braziers, not braziers. Oh my, braziers on the walls, because again, light, as I said earlier, so the statues really help. Summoning circles, symbols, tables, taverns, temples. I think we're good to go. I think this is going to be probably one of the shorter ones because it's literally the armory. The left tower is probably going to be fairly similar. I'm going to have probably not so much as this storage. It is going to be a little bit lopsided because this being the main area to get up and down with the parts and pieces. Going to be able to go in and out with entire holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spares of ballistas. So that would be more than enough considering it could replace probably. Okay, so let's say we have 2 for each corner. You have 3 in the top. So 2, 2, 2, 2. So that's 8. Then 3 and 3. That's 6. Ends up being 14. So this will replace just under half. Just under half. So if you've already lost that, then you shouldn't. I mean, at that point, you kind of need to surrender anyways. But again, people coming up the walls, you could use in this situation. The ballista has been destroyed on the far side or in this intermediate area. We need people to assist moving one of the ballistas out, then just put an X on it and just have a block representing or a model representing the ballista. There should be some ballistas in Roll20 free stuff. I believe it's the same model actually, and you can just drag it, go through the doors, and then get them through. They should fit within the 2. Yeah, that's fitting within the 2. So you can say that's a snug fit, but they're designed to fit through these double doors, so the doors were designed to allow them to pass through anyways. That works out. I just now noticed that that's different than this. Huh. Maybe we should do that. Keeping... If you have it closer to the main wall, and if the wall get hit, the door gets smashed. But if you have it further back, it'd be easier for it to be hit directly. So if the wall goes, it wouldn't matter if it's one off at all, because the door will still collapse. So I think what I'll do is that I'll do this. Just do a little bit of restructuring. And then just delete one of those. Delete. There we go. Adding a little bit of that looking like uniformity looking kind of thing from the exterior viewpoint. Interior, they won't notice anything, but the exterior, they'll notice that it's exactly the uniform. Wall kind of set. You have the 3x3. Have to go in there. 3x3 on the same side. Interior, wall, interior, wall. They have thicker defenses to prevent people from going into the armory. Depending if they're using flintlocks, you could have them using cannons instead. You can like totally just RP this and say, no, these are cannons, and have this be the cannon balls placed inside the barrels and the gunpowder inside the kegs right here laying on their side. Having to get the munitions to them and go back and forth. Do as you will. Now, a little bit of an empty hallway, but then again, it would have to be empty because there's going to be a ton of thoroughfare going back and forth, back and forth. We do not need... You're right. We do not need that much space over here. So that would work out fairly well. Get the edge. That looks better. Again, adding security as needed to the structure. The downside is that if they hit this wall, which is also the side, it's not the front. So most of the time they would not be hitting that. And if they get a 360, you get extremely lucky. So you could say, maybe we should do some reinforcements on this wall. Let's do some pillars. Get some stone pillars slightly to reinforce this area, denoting that we need the structural reinforcement. Would they have wooden pillars and boards for the reinforcements? Probably just using the stone would be fine. Having it placed equal distant, rotationary, a bit of a buffer zone to add the structural integrity to the area. It doesn't look exactly great, but you get the point across that the pillars are there to add structural reinforcement in case something does collapse, because they do need access. Then again, you could make it so that it's designed to collapse if the first floor is taken and they're coming up through the armory, which you can immediately just blow this area completely out. Or they're coming in from the top and they haven't gotten downstairs. You can collapse the stairs, collapse the way, so that way they don't have access to the armory from the top area, and do as you will with it. This needs to be patterned out. This is patterned in, so that way you can protect it from both sides, one being one way, one being the other. Yeah, I like that idea. A bit of structural reinforcement to a room that has none, or very little, structural strength to it. There we go. So, adding a little bit to it. Would there be any pillars in here? Most likely not. Wouldn't exactly need them. You need to have plenty of room to go back and forth. There's going to be a lot of thoroughfare. There's going to be a lot of movement back and forth. As for in here, probably, actually. Have one here just to centerpiece the room a little bit. Maybe I'll have one over. There we go. If they need to go around, they can still loop around to the left and to the right easily with the stairs location. There we go. All right, so we're gonna have to cut it there. So it's not exactly the shortest one, but it does the job. It does the job. Basically, kind of chucking things on the ground. I mean, yeah, it's not exactly a difficult map, but it's ideas that matter. That's what I hope you're here for. So I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for watching. If you got any comments, please give me some feedback. I'd love some feedback. I will be reading every comment I get, considering still new with the YouTube thing. But hey, I love the feedback. So, like it, dislike it, whatever. And again, thank you for watching. Take care, guys.